Ooh, let's see what the boys in the back room will have and tell them I'm having the same. Oh my god, you guys, it's time for another classic LGBTQ film. This one is a pinnacle. It is a touchstone when it comes to like gay cinema. You have to know this one. I understand it might not have aged the best. Honestly, I take that back. It's thoroughly a product of its time, but it is really, really good. I will say, I rewatched it recently again, and it holds up. It's really good. I'm of course talking about The Boys in the Band.
The Boys in the Band.
Now, The Boys in the Band was an off-Broadway play by Mart Crowley, and it is very, very brutal to get through. I will say this, don't let me discourage you from watching this. I know a lot of us queer folks, when we hear like about a gay movie and how the themes in it aren't necessarily like sunny or bright, or it's not like heated rivalry all the time where it's very cozy and easy to watch. Sometimes you need media that is difficult and will challenge you, and this is definitely one of those films that will do that. But don't get me wrong, it's also very funny and very entertaining.
Thanks, Sonny. You live with your parents?
Yeah, but it's all right. They're gay.
So let's get into The Boys in the Band. Now, this play was a huge sensation on off-Broadway. Like, everyone was going to see it, like big, big celebrities. And it got bought and turned into a film, which was a monumentous occasion, okay? Like, this had never really happened where they took really, really queer material and wanted to put it on the big screen. And this was a gigantic hit. Believe it or not, like, before The Birdcage, before all this stuff, like, these movies like this had to happen for us really to get all that amazing shit but afterwards. The year is 1970, but it takes place pre-Stonewall. These are gay guys who are gathering together for a party, being held by the party's host, Micheal, who is a piece of fucking work. But let me just say, the actor that plays him truly breaks his foot off into this role. Like, don't get me wrong, like he is so good at teeter-tottering through very, very likable to just being an absolute monster. Now, Micheal has a very elaborate set of gay friends that all are getting together to have a party for their friend Harold. It's his birthday party. It's a big one too. And our whole opening follows all the guys getting all their stuff together for said party. And you're seeing them all in their everyday lives. And like I said, this is pre-Stonewall, pre-coming out, pre where it was very safe to walk around as a gay person. So if you did or you were out, you were taking a huge risk. And you could potentially lose work or lose out opportunities and be treated very, very horribly. So they all are kind of like teeter-tottering, and you see them like bobbing and weaving through their lives and keep up their facade and code switch when the time calls for it. And you see it happen in real time in this movie. Some are working at bookstores, some are interior decorators. Like, you're seeing all the different careers that people had as gay men in the 1960s. Micheal is getting everything together, and he has a couple of friends show up early, which he is not happy about, but he's willing to put up with it because he has to get everything ready for his party. But Micheal and his boyfriend, not boyfriend, have a really, really touching moment back and forth where they're talking about their lives and what's going to become of them. It's very much them having a deep conversation, but also you start to get the theme of how the conversations are going to go tonight. And one thing I really think is very interesting about this movie, and what makes it still so very relevant today, is that it touches on a certain thing that we don't talk about enough when it comes to our friends, our close circle of friends, especially our gay friends. We're always so mean to each other. Like, I don't even think we really know that we do it, where you oftentimes will find yourself always having to make a joke. Everything has to be like fun, 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 camp, 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 camp. Have a cutting remark, have the best insult, have the best one-liner, where it feels like you never really have a full conversation. And when you do, it's more profound because you don't have those walls up. And it's very interesting that even in their own safe spaces, they still do this, and they have the rapport where they keep going back and forth and cutting up. Like, it's very camp and it's very good. And Mart Crowley's writing is really, really good. And these actors here are really pulling it off. Like, I fully believe the words that are coming out of their mouth, which is very impressive for a movie of its time. They're essentially talking about getting old and what they're going to do. And like, at this point, there wasn't really a huge future ahead of them when it came to like getting married or anything like that. Like, you either could settle down with a partner or just be single for the rest of your life. It's one of those, that's kind of your only options as a gay guy back then. This is also pre-HIV AIDS, so they don't even know what's ahead of them. We start meeting more and more of their friends. They all are very, very important and serve a purpose. Like, no character in this film is ever not given enough attention, which is very, very rare for a huge ensemble cast like this. It's very, very good at keeping it grounded and keeping the shit going where you also learn enough about them to truly understand them on a deeper level.
Larry, and Henry, and Bernard,
Boy.
Donald, and Hank.
Hello, it's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
Our characters are Michael, who is our host, Donald, who is his boyfriend, not boyfriend, therapist friend, Bernard, who works in a bookstore and is also their token black friend, the couple, Hank and Larry, who are kind of on the rocks and kind of on the outs. Like, it's made very clear that one wants certain things and one doesn't. Our birthday boy, Harold, who we will get to because he's an absolute bird. Emery is a flamboyant queen. Like, he is by far the most gay guy in this film. And a hustler who's just known as Cowboy. And of course, Alan. We'll get to Alan. Trust and believe we will talk about Alan. So, Michael is setting up for his birthday party. He's having a deep conversation with Donald, but Michael gets interrupted by a phone call from his college friend Alan, who he hasn't spoken to in years, but he knows he's very, very straight and possibly very closeted. He doesn't really quite have a read on how Alan's situation is, and we never really kind of get an idea of how it really is. There's certain signs, all can be held up for interpretation. Alan is going through it, and it looks like he's in this beautiful hotel room, all dressed to the nines, about to go to like a business dinner, but he breaks down crying on the phone saying he has to talk to Michael about something.
Please.
He doesn't know who else to talk to, and Michael was the first person he thought of. And Michael immediately doesn't necessarily want this guy over. Like, he hasn't seen him for a while, and also, like, he's straight, and he's like super straight. Like, he doesn't want them at this gay ass party. Like, it's gonna upset the whole Kiki, you know? Like, I don't want you. You bring down the mood. Like, we can't be ourselves around you. And especially back then, like, it's a huge ask to just invite yourself over to a party like this, where I'm sure he doesn't realize like what he's interrupting. You're kind of an interloper in the safe space of queer people, where we're all here just to be ourselves and have a good time behind closed doors. And here you are suddenly going to play warden. The friends all start filing in one by one. Hank and Larry come, and they are already bickering back and forth. And the thing with Hank and Larry is Hank is kind of a more conservative guy. He has a wife and kids, and he's in the middle of a divorce. And Larry's the guy he left them for. And Larry, the romance is kind of dying. Like, the spark is dying. Larry wants to be free. He wants to go out and explore more. He's not quite done dating, where Hank essentially just wants a husband. Like, he wants to be married again. And this is not what Larry wants. Like, he wants more freedom, and he wants to still explore a bit more. Like, he wants to see if there's more than just Hank. Also following is Emery, and Emery, we get to see him like walking through, and like he cruises a hustler who we'll see later, this really adorable hustler who just goes by Cowboy. But he's carrying a dish of pasta to bring to the party. Like, he can't hide it. He's gay. Like, he's very, very flamboyant, very out there. Oh, it's cutting up with a high voice, you know, one of those kind of guys. Like, so camp. Like, oh my God, he's a fucking parade float. Like, he's the fun character. He's what everyone really gravitated to when this movie first came out. Like, everyone loved Emery. He's just so out there and he can't hide it, okay? It is who he is.
I'll be your topless cocktail waitress.
Bernard shows up after, and Bernard and Emery are close friends. You can tell from like the way they have rapport. But there's one thing that doesn't quite sit well with modern day audiences, which you understand was like kind of a thing at that time. But it's also very good commentary about inner circles, especially when it comes to race. Like, Bernard is the token black friend of this group, which is very rare for a lot of these like white cis gay male groups. Like, even now today, you don't often see a lot of diversity. So the fact that Bernard's the only one really stands out. And Emery being the only other person who can't pass when it comes to like being straight. All these other guys, they're very, very straight acting and very straight presenting. Like, if they had the code switch, they could.
Think the Giants are gonna win the pennant this year?
Yeah, fucking A, man.
Emery can't. Like, he's flamboyant, like there's nothing he can do about it. And Emery has this tick that he does, and it's very annoying when you watch as a modern day person, where he makes a lot of microaggressions at Bernard's expense. And Bernard just kind of takes it and brushes it off and doesn't call attention to it. But it will come up later. Believe me or not, it will come up later. It does not go unaddressed. Do not let that discourage you from watching, because it's a very interesting commentary on the inner workings of friend groups, especially with queer men, and when race starts to play its way into it. Like, it's really, really interesting. But Emery is essentially the punching bag of the group. Like, everyone shits on him. Like, nobody's attracted to him. Like, he's constantly treated like kind of just there as a burden. And the only person that is nice to him is Bernard. And he's nice to Bernard too, but they have this relationship where you can tell they go back and forth making cuts at each other. And they will constantly rip on each other. And there's one moment in this that really sticks out to me in the early aughts of this movie, where they're talking about being on Fire Island together. Like, imagine Fire Island in the 60s. When it was like a haven. And they're talking about how they did this dance routine for one of the contests there. And they turn on Heat Wave by Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. And you got to see these beautiful gay men all just get up and do a dance routine just for fun. And it's interrupted by the doorbell. Who should arrive but Alan. We thought he wasn't coming. He called ahead and said it's a false alarm, I'm not going to come, but then shows up unannounced. And suddenly the whole party dies. Like, he's a fucking atom bomb, dude. He shows up, everything's dead. Like, they all immediately like straighten up, tighten up, cross their legs. Like, it's really crazy. The only one that doesn't is Emery. And it's kind of telling when you watch this, especially now, like, watching it back as a modern day viewer, it always still bothers me. It's one of those great commentaries, which I don't even think they're necessarily trying to make, but it really is relevant today, where we as gay people, we have a tendency to code switch. And if we have to impress straight people, we will go out of our way to throw our kind under the bus, which is exactly what they all do with Emery. Like, the second he comes in and Michael feels embarrassed that Emery is acting too camp in front of his straight college friend, he takes him into the kitchen and starts to berate him. And who should follow but Bernard to be the Emery side, defend him? Because it's like, why is this our problem? You could have told this guy not to show up. Like, just tell him to go. And that's one of the things that will frustrate you about Michael, where he constantly is still chasing straight approval. Like, he wants to like get the approval of his old college friends and these very conservative guys that he went to school with. And it comes at the expense of his friends, especially Emery, where he will go out of his way to cut him down, make him feel bad about embarrassing him in front of Alan. One thing I like about Emery is like the fact he's very, very camp. He doesn't really take guff off of people. He has a slick mouth and he constantly pokes at Alan the entire night.
Hank, Alan is from Washington. We went to college together, Georgetown.
Isn't that fascinating?
And he can tell Alan doesn't like him. And here's one of the moments that happens where Michael pulls Alan away to the bedroom to talk to him privately because he's trying to like get him to leave the house. He's talking to Alan and Alan's telling him like, yeah, I really like your friend Hank. He's great, because they had like a moment together where they're bonding over like having kids and stuff. And there's a bit of a spark there where Larry even picks up on it and like immediately like cuts it down immediately. Like, no. It's like, yeah, he's also living with me. Hank gets embarrassed. Like, what are you doing? And it's kind of giving off that like Alan might be kind of feeling Daddy Hank. Like, I think he might like his daddies. And they kind of have that similar kind of log cabin Republican kind of vibe, okay? Like, these are kind of guys where if the Republican National Convention comes in, they're going to blow up Grindr and shut it down. Trust. But Alan and Michael are having a private meeting in the bedroom, and Alan is being very apologetic to a point. He's apologetic to a point. He says, I'm sorry for showing up unannounced. I'm not one of those people that's going to get upset if I'm not invited to something. Like, that's very telling. Why would you bring that up? He's like, yeah, your friends all seem like very well-adjusted, very cool men, except for that one, what's his name? Emery. Like, what a pansy, like going around just like that. And Michael snaps a look at him like, oh, okay. And he immediately starts backpedaling a little bit, but not necessarily apologizing. He's like, oh, you know, that it just grades on me, that kind of like behavior. I really can't stand that, you know? Doesn't it get on your nerves? And like, he keeps like trying to bait Michael into agreeing with him. And the one thing that bothers me about this is that Michael doesn't immediately tell him to leave.
Your private life is your own affair. I couldn't care less about what people do, as long as they don't do it in public or try to force their ways on the whole damned world.
And he has so many opportunities to tell Alan to get out of my apartment. Like, can you just go? You're not wanted here. Like, don't you have anywhere else to be? Like, there's so many opportunities for him to tell him this, and he doesn't. Because deep, deep down, he wants his approval still. And he's still curious that maybe he could get him. That's kind of like the undertone you get from watching. At least I did. It's like Michael kind of secretly gives off that if there was a chance he could be with Alan, even if it's just to sleep with him, he would do anything or throw his friends on the bus to get that. And Michael, for the most part, is sober because when he drinks, he gets mean. And that comes up very quickly. Let me just tell you that right now. All the guys are getting together, having a good time, they're camping it up, but Emery keeps prodding at Alan. And you can tell Alan has had it up to here, like he is getting to his boiling point. Eventually, Emery makes one crack, and Alan gets up, throws him against the wall, and starts to hit him.
How'd you like to kiss my ass? That's got 2 or more S's in it.
How'd you like to blow me?
What's the matter? Your wife got lockjaw?
And Bernard comes over and throws him off of him to the ground. Like, really just tosses his ass over. And, like, Alan does the whitest shit ever where he's just like, oh, and, like, knocks himself out like he's going unconscious and shit. Like, fuck you. But he, like, bloodied up Emery and beat him up. And I was like, this fucking asshole. This is the part where you tell him to get out of my fucking apartment. And what happens? But Michael decides, you know what? No, I'm gonna have a drink. And that drink is the secret sauce, honey. Like, that's how you know the talons are about to come out and the knives are about to come to play, okay? Like, it's about to get nasty. If you enjoyed Virginia Woolf, this is a very similar kind of concept, where the second the drinks come out, the nasty games are starting to get played. Well, who should show up but Harold? Like 3 hours late to his own birthday party. It's so cute. Like, the hustler shows up and sings him happy birthday and kisses him on the lips. Like, Emery brought him a hustler for his birthday.
Well, happy birthday to you.
And Harold is such a bird when you see him. He's pockmarked. He's got this curly hair. Like, he is such a queen, like such a bookish queen. And he's got this high voice like this. And the one thing about Harold that you're going to love is, like, Micheal is a bit of an asshole and always feel like he's the smartest, most clever guy in the room. But Harold is smarter than him.
What's so fucking funny?
Life. Life's a goddamn laugh riot. You remember life.
And quicker than him. And Micheal can never quite match him or keep up with him wits-wise. And even watching this, it's a constant, like, back and forth, like, match. You can tell Michael's losing, girl. Like, this tennis match, you're getting your ass handed to you by this boy. Like, come on. Like, just give it up. Throw in the towel, baby. But Harold is great because he's the only voice of reason, but he's also one of those people that will call the bullshit out, and especially call Micheal out on his bullshit. And once everything settles in, Micheal has already gotten a bit drunk, which means the nasty side of him has come out, and he has an idea of a game where he wants to expose parts of his friends and make them vulnerable in this setting.
Hey, everybody. Game time.
And you never quite understand what his end goal is here and why he hasn't told Alan to get the fuck out. Like, get this guy out of here. Like, he's killing the vibe. And it's all a long con that even Harold points out. It's just like, the problem with you is that you still care what people think of you. It hits so hard home, but there's so many different subsections of this that are so, so interesting. Like I said, the relationship between Bernard and Emery is very fascinating because it's like an understanding that Bernard has come to terms with for himself, that he will allow Emery to have his little microaggressions and try his hardest to, like, one-up him, even though he knows he never will. Because as far as his totem pole goes, Emery is at the bottom, and he feels sorry for him. Like, he's the only person that comes to his defense. Like, everyone else is so quick to throw him under the bus and not come to his aid, knowing he's the only one that can't defend himself. And I was so disappointed that this storyline was cut out from the remake. Like, I feel like it loses some of the substance from it and a very important conversation that needs to be had when it comes to homosexuality and race. Like, we don't talk about that enough, and how certain microaggressions are often, like, overlooked just in the sake of politeness or social graces. And, like, I like that this film calls that out. And even when Micheal tries to call out Bernard on this, like, how are you going to get mad at me when I do this, but not at Emery? Bernard fully lets him know, like, this is something that's for me to decide, not you. And that fucking blows Michael's mind. Like, how dare you tell me I can't do something? And it just really exposes the hierarchy of this friendship that they're not talking about. And Bernard is fully aware of where he stands here and how if they don't feel like having him there, they'll get rid of him too. And that's like a really ugly underbelly of gay friendships that I feel like was very brave and very important to expose in this movie. This film really, really dissects gay anger in a way that I don't think any other film has ever really touched upon since.
Who is she? Who was she? Who does she hope to be?
I think as gay people, we're constantly performing. Even when we don't think we are, we do. And that's one of the things this movie really calls attention to, is that even in our own circles, we are putting up a facade and a performance and an idea of who we think we are or who we have to be in public. To go on a personal note about this movie, like thinking about gay rage, like why are we always so angry with each other? And why do we treat our friends so badly? Like, why are we always so mean? Like, why does it have to be that? I remember I was going through a very, very rough patch in my life a few years ago, and I was depressed, and I didn't realize I was depressed. And I had a friend over, and we were discussing, we just had a deep conversation, which was like the first time I had that in a while, or just kind of like exposing our lives and letting it be raw. And I remember like having tears welling up my eyes, just saying like, look, this is going to sound weird, but like, can we just like start over? Can we just be nice to each other? Like, I want to do that. Like, I don't want to have to perform. I don't want to have to like be mean or tell jokes or just have to cut up. Like, I just want to have a conversation. Like, can we just do that? And he said, yeah, of course. Like, I'd love that. And it was the first time in my life I really felt like, wait, I don't have to pull that persona out all the time. Like, you can just be open with your friends and have a friendship. And sometimes it's okay to just be vulnerable with your friends. That weird, like, machismo masculine bullshit that even as gay people, we think we don't necessarily subscribe to. In some aspects, we do. And it is a prison. It is one of the things that does keep you from like living your life freer and keeps you from happiness. And we need to talk more about that and be more comfortable talking about it. Now, this movie was remade by Brian Murphy, and I have to say, I don't think the material was as strong. Like, we had very good gay actors in it, but I feel like they added a lot of schlock to it that was not necessary, and a lot of like jump cuts and cutouts to like different things for like backstory and whatnot. It wasn't needed. Like, this is one of those movies that really works, that just takes place in one setting. And I feel like a lot of people today don't want to take that risk, where the power comes from the dialogue and from the actors. You don't need all the other unnecessary bullshit to tell the story. Like, it's a play after all, and it still works as a film. You just have to sit the fuck down and enjoy it. And this one's a very, very enjoyable ride and explores so many different subsections of gay struggle and the way gays interact with each other and how we have set up a hierarchy even in our own circles. And it's still very, very relevant today because some of the issues they deal with in this, it may be very far away in the past, but it's stuff that has carried over into our culture still, that we still do to this day. Like, we still will ostracize people in our own circles in order to save face in front of people. And like, the whole idea of code switching is really brought to the forefront here and really called out at a time where nobody really understood this concept yet. It was still very, very brand new in the public world of like what it was to code switch and pass for straight in this society, and how important that was for us back then, and how it's still kind of important now. And there's a really sad resurgence of this, where a lot of gay men will go out of their way to parade masculinity in order to pass in straight circles. But this movie touches on so much. It's so rich with substance that you're really going to bite into it and enjoy it. I'm not going to spoil what happens because I feel like it's very, very necessary that you watch it and just be in the experience. And if you get a chance to see this live, definitely go do it. If there's a revival of Boys in the Band in your area, go and check it out. This film is a very, very good, it's essentially the play. Like, there's very little cut out to make it work. Like, it is filmed very, very well and very faithful to its source material. And Mart Crowley was very, very pleased with this. Like, you understand, like, this was groundbreaking stuff. And it inspired the film we covered recently, Myra Brackenridge. They wanted to make something like this and fully failed. Like I said, Hollywood didn't know how to grasp queer material like this. It was so new and so fresh that they fumbled the bag really quickly. And like, they didn't realize that like, it has to come from the source. Like, you have to have the source there in order to make it work. Like, if you try and like put a whole Hollywood shellac over it, it's not going to work. Now, please watch The Boys in the Band. It's available just about everywhere. You can rent it. It's on the internet. If you really Google it and try, you can find it. All right. But let me know what you guys think. Let's have a discussion down below. Like, how did you feel? Like, what was your takeaways from this movie? Like, there's some really strong discussions in here that I've only scraped the surface of. Like, they really, really covered a lot in so little, which is really cool. Like, this film is one of those ones that really stuck with me when I first watched it. And watching it again, it's one of those things where it's like, damn, yeah. Like, it still really hits home today. All right, let me know what you guys think. I will see you all on the next one. All right, bye.
Come on, Tex. Let's go to my place.
Well, it's over now. Click my next YouTube video. Like, comment, and subscribe.